Scandi Shift, the podcast where two expat moms talk honestly about surviving, thriving, and building a happy life in Denmark. I'm Selena.
And I'm Meg. And today we're talking about birthday parties, Danish birthday parties, specifically children. But before we start today's episode, we have a corrections corner. So if you guys think back to our Danish idioms episode, so a few episodes back, we got feedback that we had gotten two things slightly off.
Slightly off. Completely wrong.
Yeah. Let's be honest. They were just completely wrong. Okay. So the first one that we did not get correct was askiv papagoyan. So we actually said it was splurging money. However, it actually means to be very lucky. And I actually saw it in a show the other day when I was like, oh, papagoyan. And it was to be lucky. So that was the first one.
Oh, they're spending so much.
I know. Well, to be fair, it was on an antiques duel. It's an antiques duel show in Danish. So yeah, they were spending money, 10,000 kroner a day. So it could have gone that way. And then the second one that we had a little off, which was ik er stick up for bollmærke. It's so hard. And it actually means to not give up or to not accept / take whatever someone is offering you. So basically, if it's something unreasonable, you're not going to take it. So anyway, yeah. So thank you to M from Copenhagen. We don't call people out, but thank you, M from Copenhagen, for sending us the correction. We love it, and we love the fact that you guys are engaged and feel comfortable enough. Oh, an A. Yes, an A for also reaching out to us and saying, not quite right on that one. Love the episode, but not quite on this one. So we are the first to say, our bad. We are still learning it ourselves.
That's very true.
Okay, so today's episode, birthdays. Mm-hmm. So, and all the things really no one tells you until you're already in it. So for those people who may have children and are like, all right, I got my first Danish birthday party in Denmark, this is your guide to not just mess it up.
Or if you're attending.
That's a good one. Yeah, exactly. So we should give a little bit of background on why we decided to do this episode. Mm-hmm. I need to start with one thing. One, we just recently had my son's birthday party, and I am genuinely upset about the big fact I missed out on a quintessential part of having a birthday party when you have a child in Brøndehave. It was really did. Right? It was an experience that would have really made my life a lot easier. Mm-hmm. So the worst part is when I missed out on it, I didn't even realize that it was happening. So this is what it is. I was going into Brøndehave, I was asking some questions, and the pedagogue was asking me about the birthday party, and, I said, I'm, interested in what friends we should invite. And he's only been at the Brøndehave for 3-4 months by this time, right? And I was like, I don't know who he plays with. I don't know who these kids are. So I went in for advice, and she's asking me, are you planning on having it on a weekday or a weekend? And okay, also we were doing this in Danish. So I immediately thought, why would that matter? And in my head was like, well, of course it's a weekend. Who's going to run home from work to have a birthday party for a kid? That seems very stressful. I was like, oh yeah, the weekend. She's like, oh, okay. And then she gave me the guidelines, right?
She was like, ha ha ha, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So why was she asking me if I was going to have it on a weekday or weekend, Selena?
Well, the answer to that is because normally, if you have a kid in Brøndehave and you want to celebrate them during the week, then the pedagogues take quite a big part of the facilitating. So they will bring the kids from the stew that they're in, or maybe both stews, depending on how big this place is, right?
Yeah.
And they will deliver them to your place, and then they will stay maybe in the morning, a couple of hours, and then they will take them back to the Bernie House, so they're back well in time for their own lunch.
Yeah.
Maybe they even have lunch at the birthday. I think all of that's like variable. But
it depends on what you've planned.
Depends on
right?
what you're hosting, yeah. But you have, if you have 3 pedagogues or 2 pedagogues and a helper, you have 3 extra pairs of hands typically at your place.
And not just extra pairs of hands, extra mouths that speak Danish. Yeah. So I was researching what to do for this birthday. I was all excited for it. And I was looking at all these different locations. And I kept being like, why are they offering these packages during the week? Like, it just never hit me because that does not exist in the States. The idea that teachers, pedagogues, bring kids to your home and help you facilitate and host a birthday party and then take them back to school is just non-existent. Yeah. It would never cross my mind. And unless somebody tells you, you're like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? So yeah, I didn't do that. And instead, I decided to go ahead and host it at my house. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the other rule was like either you invite all boys or all girls or, the whole class. And I was like, wow, I'll just do the whole class because I do hear him talk about like a little girl here, a little girl there, or a boy there.
Yeah,
and
that's tricky actually. Yeah. And they have mixed friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a tough one because you don't want to you obviously want him to have who he wants there.
Yes.
And yeah, you don't want to get overly political about it either.
No. So I was like, you know what? I'll just invite the whole class because most of them probably don't know. I'm like, how many are really going to come? Mm-hmm. I was wrong. So immediately the RSVPs start coming in and it's like, oh, this is so nice. Like, oh, 2 friends from Burnahale, 3 friends from Burnahale. I was thinking 8, maybe 10 kids would come. And then it was like, okay, wait, now we're at 13. Okay, now we're at 14, we're at 15. And of course I invited some outside friends, right? Friends he knew either from his old school or like your kids, his other friends that he has, right? So it had a good mix. And yeah, the count ended at, what was it, Selena?
19
kids.
I will just say 19 kids. Yes. And about as many adults.
Yes. Stuffed into one house. Okay. So the night before, I'm like, okay, this is going to be some serious amounts of bodies in one space. And it was too late to change location and just be like, let's do it out in a big park. And also, you just don't know about the weather. You can't risk it, right? So I'm like, all right, we got this. I've got this. And I sat my husband down the night before and I said, hey, honey, this is a 2-man job. Okay. I need you because you speak Danish because the 19 kids, it's 12 of them. I didn't know them. How do I speak to them? And I'm like, okay, and all of them are going to be speaking Danish and very few of them speak English. So I have to do like Danish on these, instructions. And of course I was like, all right, this is a small space that they have. We're going to just give them the space and then have a parent have like a restful area also because of body count and space. But it was like a little Zen area for parents to enjoy, which is where you got to hang out. So you tell me how that experience was.
Yeah, I would say the parent experience at this party, as just an attendee, was wonderful. We arrived, dropped the kids off. Okay, everyone, love you, have fun. Now I have to go up here. This is where the parents go. And of course, I brought my 2 eldest kids who are 7 and almost 5. Yeah. I didn't have my smallest, otherwise this would not have been the same experience that I'm talking about. I would have been completely sweating and stressing. Anyway, it was very fun. So kids were off and they obviously know Casper pretty well by now. And then I come up here and it's like just parents. There's a little buffet to the side with wine, beer, whatever else was on there. And then we just basically hung out. Well, we hung out there and we just got chatting and it was very international. There were also quite a few Danes, which was very nice. Yeah. And I did say to you on the day that this has been a real hit. I mean, I think it feels a bit like at your Bernie Hair that everyone was like, oh, thank God, like someone's taken the plunge, someone's doing something, because they probably do always go to these Bernie Hair mainly arrange type things, right? And then it was very obvious from people's reactions that they found this really nice.
Yeah.
But it was not the norm for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually was excited because I thought it would be a really great opportunity to meet the parents and get to know them and talk to them. Yeah, that was not what I was experiencing.
That's what I experienced.
Yes. Selena knows them all really well. I was down in the trenches with 19 screaming children, and I am like trying to give instructions in Danish, and my husband is nowhere to be found. The first,
He was on the rooftop.
Yeah, he was on the roof having a glass of wine in the sun. No, to be fair, the very first activity, he did help, and he was like, okay, guys. And then I was like, okay, perfect. Now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do this. And I'm like talking to myself because he's gone enjoying it. And there was a few parents who stayed on that section and that were super helpful. Like, I'll shout out to a parent, but I don't use names on this. So you know who you are. Tall AC's dad. Thank you so much for helping translate my horrible Danish to these kids. But all in all, it was fun. But here are the things you should know. If you are going to host this party, 1, go ahead, use a pedagogue. 2, assume that you probably should have activities and have it something that's not too much, but just fun enough, and have a translator if you're not fluent, and make sure that you remember to give a break for the food. Because I was like 2 games down. I was, oh, wait, there's a whole buffet of kids' food and none of the kids are touching it. Oh, because they're kids. They need permission. Okay, break first. And then we had birthday cake, which I was excited. I did make the birthday cake. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, good job on that one.
Thank you.
Very professional.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's my one thing. I do like to make a good birthday cake. But that was all in all. But there's a lot of things, all right, you should know about general birthdays outside of this, right? 1, don't follow my mistakes, but there's key things that are around birthdays that are known.
So many flags. As many as you can just put in, your house and outside. Actually, outside is a really good one if people don't know where to go.
That's true.
It helps. I went to a birthday yesterday and they did exactly that. They had them hanging. It was at a summer house, so they had them like hanging on the gate, and we'd never been.
Yeah.
So it was very nice to show up and be like, oh, here is where the birthday must be.
Yes.
This is like 4 flags on the gate.
But wait, are these birthday flags? What flags are they?
They were Danish flags signifying some kind of celebration.
Yeah.
It was, of course, a birthday.
So the Danes celebrate with flags at all things, but Danish flags, right? It's very important to know that, like...
Yes, Danish flags, if you're Danish. If you're, like me, British, we've always had Danish and British flags in our house. There is a really good shop, actually, in Frederiksberg that has actually quite a lot of different flags. So you can go, they have the US one. But there are places around, and obviously online as well, where you can get these. It's not like going into Food Tech, so where you can just pick up like 75 sizes of flags.
Yeah.
Plus, the table, the thing they call the dug, the tablecloth.
Oh, yes.
The birthday thing, like that's all going to be Danish.
Yeah.
But in our house, it works well because we are half Danish, half English in the house generally. So, yes. Flags is a big one, signifying some kind of celebration.
Yeah, it could be wedding, it could be birthday, it could be Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be a sale on pants. They're used for everything.
There's also the cake. So you obviously made your own cake, which looked very professional, the space theme.
Oh, thanks.
But there's also, if you're not into the baking and you want more convenience, of course people do sometimes, then they have in a lot of the bakeries, they have the lauke, so the layered cake.
Yes.
And it has, a little bit of what's the marzipan. It's very subtle. It's not like marzipan we have in the UK. Marzipan you just avoid at all costs in the UK. It's everyone who comes from the UK that comes here, you immediately think, oh my God, marzipan. But then you actually challenge yourself and taste it and you're like, okay, there's hardly any in there. So if you don't like marzipan, I would still challenge you to taste the cake.
Yeah.
And then they have this they used to call it K-men.
Yeah.
But now that's politically incorrect. So it's KP and K-dry.
Before we jump back in, I want to tell you about something Selena and I have just launched. We talk so much on this podcast about belonging, friendship, and how hard it can be to really meet people when you're building a life in Denmark. So we decided to create the kind of evening we wished existed. It's called Across the Table, and it's a small dinner series in Copenhagen for Danes and internationals who want to do something cool, meet interesting women, and have a real conversation. Each gathering is set somewhere a little special, from art galleries to other beautiful spaces around the city, with food, wine pairings, and conversation built around one table. Our first dinner is on June 11th at Gallery Lorient in Frederiksberg, with a private tour of the exhibit followed by dinner, wine, and conversation. No awkward networking, no forced small talk, just art, food, wine, and the kind of evening where you actually get to know people. There are only 10 spots, so if this sounds like your kind of night, you can find more information and the link to our tickets on our website, thescandishift.com. We'd love to have you across the table.
Or K-man a cake finna if it's for an older person.
Like, if you,
so translating to
not many adults have those cakes, so I will just put that out there.
At 50, if the big birthday is like 50, 65, things like that, maybe. They still do. They still do.
I think, then they're just doing it for a bit of fun, I think.
Yeah.
And typically, considering it is literally like a cake cut out shape of a person.
Yes.
With lots of sweets on it for decoration.
Yes.
Typically, it appeals very much to children.
Although I did give it for my mom for her birthday when she came last year. I was like, this is such a
nice. Cool,
quintessential Danish thing that you will never get. And it looks like you can choose what kind of licorice you want for the hair. Like it is a little person. But I learned recently there is a way you're supposed to cut it. You don't just, I would think you would start from the bottom, right? And be like, oh, here's feet, here's this.
You can say this, but I don't agree.
You don't agree? Okay.
No. I've never heard this.
So I'd heard and read when I was kind of researching more about this, that you're supposed to start with the neck, like cut the neck and eat the head first. And I was like, how barbaric.
Sounds dark.
Yeah, very dark. But you know what? It could be very Viking. Who knows? You just like cut right into that.
Just like we're getting right back to the cat, aren't we? First allowance. But yeah, you're right. I guess that's the official way. But I've been maybe to a handful of birthdays where they've had one of these types of cakes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like maybe because it's a small kid's birthday, it's just a free for all.
Yeah.
So kids are pulling the eyes out, and there's hands everywhere. So I feel like it's all very Viking style, to be honest. Like, you snooze, you lose.
It is really fun, though. I like that. And then there's but Leikehusel. So for people who have moved here and are like, Leikehusel, it gets its name from Leike.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Wait, are there other ones? Like there's just mostly it's just the layered cakes and then the K people.
Oh, but it depends. For birthdays, on occasions, for kids especially, these cake people, let's say. And then the lauke, but I just went to a birthday yesterday. There was chocolate cake. That was not a lauke at all. It was just like a single layer. These were all bought as well. I mean, they even had bits of, what do you call it? Oh, hindbærsnitter.
Oh, I love
the raspberry, like biscuit cake.
Yeah, it's kind of like
a little bit of icing on the top.
Yeah, hindbærsnitter. It's sort of like a, what do you call it? Shortbread. It's a shortbread. It's shortbread
but
cookies.
Not as tough as shortbread.
Yeah, like a moist shortbread. Sorry, it's an American style shortbread, which is moist. So a moist shortbread, and then it's got
it's like layered.
Yeah, layers, jam. And in between the layers you have like raspberry jam, hindbær, and then you have it's kind of like I think it's what inspired Pop-Tarts.
Oh my God. Yeah. everyone who's not from the UK or the US are like, what the hell are Pop-Tarts?
Yeah.
But yeah. But there were loads of options there.
Yeah.
And that was a Danish birthday.
Yeah. Okay.
An adult Danish birthday.
Oh, okay.
Someone in the family. But I guess as well there was boller.
Oh, boller is a big thing. But there's fuzelsdag boller and like regular boller.
Yeah, they were talking about like tea boller. Right?
Tea boller,
tea boller is like the typical party boller, but then there's like regular boller, and I think regular boller, we don't really do tea boller at our place. We just do regular boller with like cheese, butter, some meat, some whatever on there, and jam for people to go at, and then we have the cake and maybe some cut up fruit, but that's just us. Like this one yesterday was like quite a lavish spread, and it was all bought in a bakery. And it was just displayed wonderfully. So yeah, so I think
sounds beautiful.
The moral of the story here is there are some very Danish traditional elements, but I think how they're presented and the mix and age of the party and audience, that can be really did determine the variable of that, I think.
Yeah. Although one Danish attendee, she told me that she was walking over and was thinking, she's American, so I wonder if she knows that adults should have like a little drink, right?
Yeah.
And then she was very excited when I had a buffet of drinks. She was like, oh, perfect. And I was like, I'm American. We drink at everything. At child's birthday party, we're like 8 a.m. Mimosa, anyone? So yeah, if you take a checklist, you're going to have your flag, Danish or your own flag. But Americans don't usually use flags. Just it's a
nationalist.
Yeah, it's a little nationalist thing. It's
fascism, racism, xenophobia. It's like every ism, negative thing you could slap onto that flag is now associated. And I actually, we don't get political on this show, but I do think it's very sad.
Yeah,
and there are parts of the UK now starting to push back on this and not accept it anymore, because we're probably getting a little bit weary and tired of being told what we can and can't do with our own flag, because of a minority of silly people who display it and do fall into all of those isms and is.
Yeah.
But just the final thing on the flag, because it is quite a funny story, and it was some years ago now, but my now husband, I think he had a birthday in the UK, and they went to a restaurant. Oh my God. Yes. And it was close to where I used to work in St. Paul's in London.
Oh, okay.
We went together at this point. So they were at a friend's birthday. It was either his or a friend. And they go into this restaurant, and it was one of Gordon Ramsay's. Bread Street. I'll give it a shout out.
I have a soft spot for Gordon Ramsay.
They were in there. And, they come up, the waiter comes over and they're like, oh, what can I help you? And they're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Order the food and then say, oh, and can we have a flag? And the waiter was like, I'm sorry, what? A flag? Like, it was very obvious. They had just come from Denmark with this strange flag tradition, thinking that they could ask for one in a restaurant, and the waiter would just be like, oh yeah, so we have Norway, Sweden, Denmark. like a catalogue of flags for you to stick on the table. So that was actually very funny when he told me, and I was like, yeah, it was so embarrassing because it was so obvious that he just thought you weirdo. I was like, why would you have a flag?
Yeah, when you're in restaurants, it's fun because you can see when people are celebrating something, because they do have a little flag on.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it's really cute, and you can just be like, Taluga, and everyone's like, oh, talk, so it's nice to kind of be part of it.
But it's so cute to think that Danes leave Denmark and then they go, excuse me, yeah, it's a birthday, so can we have a flag?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, what are you talking
it's a nice
about?
restaurant as well, so they probably want to help you out, and then they're like sweating in the back thinking like, oh my God, like, what, does anyone have a flag?
Oh my God. Oh yeah, only in Denmark. Or I guess, are other Scandinavian countries as in love with their flag for celebrations?
Actually. I don't know.
Let us know. Are you a non-Dane but Scandinavian and have your own flag tradition? We really want to know.
Yeah, that would be fun to know. Oh, and we're missing a critical part here, which is wish lists.
Oh.
That's the one. There's the last component, I think, of birthdays that we should talk about.
Wish lists are important. Okay, so when you guys were growing up, I'm sure you wrote down a wish list for Santa and for your parents, right? And you thought around 8 or 9, that would end. And then, people just guess what you want. Not here in Denmark. Not here in Denmark. It's actually quite freeing that you don't have to guess what somebody wants, because Danes of all ages will give you a wish list or expect that you have a wish list. So even if it's a birthday party for say 50, 45, or 5, the first thing you should ask is, oh, is there a wish list?
It's true. And if you post out about a birthday, you can guarantee, and it's not always Danes, it's like my international friends do this too, but can we have a wish list, please? Because
Well, now because they've been indoctrinated, they know that there's a wish list, so also, they ask for the wish list.
Just have babies, have some more kids, have a life.
Yes.
You know, just anything to make it easier. Yeah, it's funny because this can be a bit controversial. People get really like opinionated about wish lists. Personally, I'm a fan. I don't like to give one myself because I never have these wish lists. You know, I don't just have like 10 things that are within like 500 krona, let's say, that someone can buy for me. My wish list is like, it's one of those that, you know, I've had my sights on for like 10, 15 years. And I'm gunning for it. It's not a thing that you would just fall into this category. So I find it awkward, actually. But for kids, I think it's wonderful. And I love going to birthdays when there's a wish list because it's just like, okay, done.
Yes.
Very practical.
I am actually exactly like you. I find it stressful for me to put together a wish list.
Okay, well, I guess I need to top up on my deodorant.
Yeah.
I need some socks.
But this is what's on wish list.
A new hand cream. Oh,
I mean, I will say that some wish lists have that. They'll be like, here's socks, here's underwear, here's this. And you're like, okay.
No, and they're all useful, good things.
They are.
Typically, you just, maybe you go out and buy them yourself. And the thing is, I always buy bulk. So I'm the most annoying person to buy for because I never really run out of those things either.
You're like, you're a prepper. You're a prepper. You're like, I need deodorant.
I'm a sweaty prepper.
Not one deodorant, 12 deodorants. I laugh only because when my friend came to visit last summer and they were like, what is there anything we can bring you from the States? And I was like, actually, can you bring me some Dial soap? And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, Dial soap. And specifically the white Dial soap. I really like it. And I can't find soap here. So I ordered it on Amazon. I sent it to them and they're like, Meg, this is 8 pounds of soap you're asking to put in our suitcase.
And for everyone in the rest of the world, what is that in like grams? Kilos?
God, I don't know. Oh, I guess it'd be about 4 kilos.
Okay, that's not happening.
No, and so they brought it, and I got it, and my husband's like, "Did you get them to bring you 3 years worth of soap?" And I go, "No." I count the number. Yeah, there's 36. He goes, "And how many bars of soap do you go through on average?" I'm like, "Yeah, about one a month." And he's like, "So?" And I go, "Okay, yeah." So they brought me 3 years worth of soap. But hey, I can't put it on my wish list here. It doesn't exist.
That is actually a segue to the next episode that's coming out about the things that we thought we'd miss or the things that we do miss.
Yes, that's true.
That is going to be right in there, I imagine, at number 1 or number 2 on the list of things you miss. No. Or maybe not now because you have 3 years worth, so you don't miss it.
I don't miss it. I'm good. Okay, so I guess this wraps up birthdays.
Yeah, wish list cake. Weekday versus weekend celebrations, and then of course the good old flags.
And for the love of your sanity, if your kid is in Bernaheo, just go ahead and say yes to the weekday party because the pedagogues will take care of all of it. Learn from me, don't make my mistake. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, review. It really helps other people find us.
And if you have a birthday story, write to us at thescandishift@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram. Tack for a day.
Tack for a day.